If you are an adult child of emotionally mature parents and you grew up in a two-parent household, there might come a time while you're processing your childhood trauma, where you recognize that maybe it wasn't just one primary aggressor in your childhood that maltreated you. Maybe there was somebody that you initially identified as being kind of the primary perpetrator of that harm, but then as you process, recognize that there was a second parent in that household. There was a second adult whose job it was to protect you, to shield you, to meet your needs. Maybe they were also on the receiving end of that maltreatment. In either case, though, you might come to recognize and to grieve all over again that there was a second parent in that household who, maybe while they were not the primary person doing harm, they also did not meet your needs. That can be a complex thing to process. And a lot of times, as children, we put our parents on a pedestal. We elevate them because we are hardwired to believe that, of course, they love us. Of course, they're doing their best to take care of us, even when maybe in hindsight we recognize that wasn't always true. And so it can be really challenging to come to realize and identify that there was a second parent in that house that also did not meet our needs and maybe even contributed or participated in some of that maltreatment with the other parent, or did not step in to protect us. That is a hard thing to come to recognize. It is a hard thing to process and realize, especially when maybe you started processing and really only identified that one parent and then later come to realize that maybe it was actually two. This is a pretty common experience for adult children, and a realization that they come to. It really challenges, kind of what you believe about your childhood and what you believe about your parents. And then you have to go through this process of like making sense of that and what does that mean and how does that change or impact the relationship that you have with them now if you are still having a relationship with them. So I'm just acknowledging that as we come to explore things, as we come to understand things, the way that we initially thought about something might not be the way that we end up thinking about it as we continue that healing journey.